I have a story to go tell. Let's go tell it. Now you might be like, Noah, why are you wearing a safari hat and walking into a path and forest? Well, I will tell you. I felt like telling a story, but I wanted to change up the scenery a bit. So we came down here to the river. It's called the Surrey Bend, but basically it's the Fraser River right over there. Really nice, but it's a public park, and you can't tell a story in public, obviously, especially when you're talking to a camera. So I'm gonna go trekking somewhere in there to find a nice private place for me and you to get real close so I can tell you all a story. Normal path, the path less traveled. I'm gonna bring a stick for safe being. It's not quite as private as I would have liked. There's some people over yonder, but I mean, it'll do. Where to begin? Where to begin? Okay, so the story starts off when I was in about grade 8 or 9. I'm third year graduated, so we're gonna say, so about 6 years ago, Facebook fan pages were a huge thing. They were huge. If you weren't around on Facebook 6 years ago, or you were living under a rock and you have no clue what a Facebook fan page is, basically anyone can make one, but they're mainly for companies to make, so you can click become a fan, and then you basically follow them. You get all their updates from whatever they post onto your homepage on your Facebook. But about 6 years ago, it was really cool for some reason to become a fan of just random things, like blades of grass beside a river. Someone would make that fan page and people would like it just cause you could. But that was a big thing back then. So me, being my grade 8 self on Facebook, decided, you know what? I'm gonna make a fan page too. So I had no clue what I was doing. I went on Google and I typed in how to make a Facebook fan page. And what came up were instructions on how to make one. So I followed the step-by-step wiki instructions or something like that. And I made a page. And I'm not kidding you, like, I'm 100% serious. My page was called, I randomly walk up to the fridge, I open it, I look at it, and then I walk away. I was just pushed out by a group of fishermen. I don't know exactly who has the right of way in that situation, if I'm allowed to continue to film myself and talk to the camera, or if they get to fish, but I wasn't ready to put up a fight, so I just left. I mean, I'm wearing a bucket hat and some sunglasses, and I have a stick, but they have poles, so they won this one. So after I made that weird fan page, by the way, if you don't believe that I made it, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because I have no reason to lie about it, but I'll show you some pictures and stuff. I made it. I can assure you that. I don't have it anymore, obviously, but that's later in the story. So I created this page, and then I totally forgot about it and left it. I had like invited all my friends once I made it. I had posted a couple funny things, and then I just left it and forgot about it. Didn't do anything with it for quite a long time. I'm gonna say about a year. I don't remember exactly how long, but I'm gonna go with a year. So a year passes, and I'm playing Call of Duty one night. I remember this vividly. I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on the PC. I forget the name of the map. I forget the name of the map, but I'll actually post a picture on screen just because it would be cool. So I was playing this map, and oh my gosh, camera, please. So I was playing this map, and I decided I'd check Facebook for some reason. So I checked Facebook, and again, for some reason, I decided I'd type in my page. I randomly walk up to the fridge, open it, look, and walk away. So I've typed it in. I must have got a notification or something, because honestly, I hadn't checked it in like a year. So I typed it in and went to it, and lo and behold, it had 100,000 fans, and I was just mind blown. My grade 9 self at the time was just like, what? That was the perfect time for my sunglasses to fall. But yeah, I was just like amazed, and like, why on earth would 100,000 people like this page? It's so weird, so random. And like I said, I hadn't posted to it. I did nothing to grow. I didn't market it. I didn't do anything. Not just the fact that it had 100,000 fans, it was actually growing at like 1,000 fans a second. Like I remember pressing F5, the refresh button on your browser, I pressed F5 and every time I did 101, 102, 103, like literally hundreds and thousands of fans every second, and it was just growing rapidly. And it must have just started because it was growing fast when I looked at it and it was only at 100,000 fans. So growing at that rate, it really took no time at all for it to reach 1 million. And by that time I was like, holy crap, I did absolutely nothing. And I have an entire huge fridge fan base to satisfy with all my posts. So in grade 9, I had some computer classes. I made some friends in my computer classes, admins of the page, and we just messed around. We'd be like, hey, is everyone's fridge running? Because you better go catch it, and little things like that. And like, it was pretty funny because our posts would get unique views, which means like individual people, unique people, not someone seeing it again and again, just one person. 300 and something thousand unique views of posts. Like, that's insane. 300,000 people just seeing our little grade 9 selves make jokes. Like, at the time, I guess I didn't really understand the scope, but looking back on it now, especially with the YouTube channel with only like 2,000 subs, 300,000 people. So me and my friends continue to mess around, have fun, and just spam people's feeds with random posts. But then I got a message, and this message changed my whole outlook on the entire situation. I'll see if I can find it actually. So that is from Dan the Man, and Dan the Man sent me a message saying that he wanted to buy my Facebook page, and at the time I was just like, people, what? It didn't really click. It didn't really register to me that people actually valued these things. And I was messing around with my friends posting random things, but people actually had value to them. And then I realized, like, you know what? This is actually something that I could make some money on. I'm in grade 9, so like any money is like a lot of money. And I was just like, wow, crazy, mind blown. So this Dan man messages me, and the first thing I do obviously is go, Mom, guess what? I run to my mom and I tell her exactly what happened. Someone just offered me money to buy the Facebook page I made. Didn't do anything to get. I just made it and it suddenly got fans. Me and my mom and my dad have some conversations about how to go about this, and I'm in grade 9 and they don't know much about online dealings with things, and nor do I. I still don't understand how that would even work. But we decided that we'd take into consideration some of the offers. So me being my curious self, I went on the interwebs and I typed in websites, and I found websites that people wheeled and dealed Facebook pages, YouTube pages, different type of things, online like accounts, I guess. Asked some questions, got some appraisals that people would give me, and obviously everyone lowballs. They're like, I'll give you $400, but then I want to buy it for $400, and that's a good price. And I was bright enough to understand that that was a scam. But I took into consideration some people's words. Some people were helpful, some people were not. And I kind of gathered a bunch of information. After taking in all this information from all these different people, I finally found one person who stood out. He provided proof that he has money. He provided proof that he's bought things before. He showed screenshots of PayPal. He showed screenshots of his bank. Showed screenshots of ID, and it seemed like super legit. And to myself, I'm like, there's no way this can go wrong. I also had another friend helping me. He's like, oh, it's totally good. There's no way anything can go wrong. So one night we're in Skype and we decide to do the deal. And this should have been the first huge red flag, but he's like, I will not give you any money until I'm admin of the page and I have the page. And for some reason we're like, sure man, sounds good. So without any money in hand, we have nothing to protect ourselves. We're like, here you go, man. We gave him rights. So me as the admin, click make admin on his account, and suddenly I'm not admin anymore, neither is my friend, and his account's gone. Some other account, I guess, owns it. He completely disappeared off the earth, like nowhere to be seen, not a sound, not a trace, and this account is totally in someone else's hands. No clue, like, what's happened to it. And we're left with absolutely nothing, sitting in Skype, just like, going from having this thing that was of value, and it was such a cool thing to have, and having all these people tell me that they want it and they would buy it from me for a sum of money was really cool. And then just having it snatched from my hands and like nothing to show for it is kind of depressing. I told my parents and we talked about this and stuff, but they just told me, like, you know what, Noah, you've learned a lesson from this, and I honestly did. I don't think I will ever trust someone from the internet who doesn't have anything like to show for them or anything. You can't trust people on the internet. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't trust them. Not even that. I feel it relates to a bigger scale, like life aside from the internet. I don't know. I always like to put the best intentions in people, but you always gotta be aware of your surroundings, I guess. You always got to have your wits about you, and people don't always have your best interests in their mind as much as they do theirs. In a sort of way though, karma kind of got to him, because shortly after he took over the page, Facebook introduced some rules where you're not allowed to advertise or post anything that you didn't own on your page, as it would be considered spam, and then they just totally block and delete posting rights from your account. So you still had the account, but you couldn't do much with it. And so shortly after he got it, Facebook introduced that, and I'm pretty sure his posting rights were taken away because he hasn't posted on it in like a long time. He also drove it down from 1.2 million fans to currently I think it sits at like 800 and something thousand fans. So he really messed up, and he really did something to piss a lot of people off, because 400,000 people unfan that page. And it's good, because they shouldn't be fans of someone who steals pages from, like, how old are you when you're in grade 9? Like 14-year-old kids. Bad juju, as Sid the Sloth would say. Bad juju.
1,000 years bad juju for killing Fire King.
Anyways, guys, that was my story. I once had a 1.2 million fan Facebook page, and now I have a 2,200 subscriber YouTube channel. YouTube greater than Facebook. Though it would be cool to pump this YouTube channel through that Facebook page, it's not an option anymore. It's time to get out of here. The water is closing in, and Mother Nature is telling me the story part of the video is done. Actually, the video is probably done. Made it out. So thank you guys for coming safaring with me and exploring throughout the jungle and river over yonder. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it like even a little bit interesting, and maybe you learned something like don't trust internet people, because internet people can't be trusted, aka me, because I'm on the internet and you're watching me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you all in another one.